what better way to start a new YouTube channel than to talk about the time that I failed terribly at what I thought was my dream job, which ended up being a nightmare. Hi, my name is EERIE, Irrelevant, and I was a WebToon Originals creator for a series called Console Her, which is currently attributed to iCandy, which is accurate. That's my usual account, and that's my primary social media. But for the sake of splitting content, I felt like it was appropriate to have a channel dedicated to creative pursuits, such as writing, video games, art. My favorite thing to do is to write stories, and that's still true. I love writing stories. I love world building. I love characters, theme. I even love the girls in the comic that I made. Like, I love them. But I ultimately had to stop working on it because of health and mental health, for that matter, like both. But we'll go all the way back to the start before I get to the end. So, the reason that I originally made Console Her, and the reason that it is the way that it is, which is, I would argue, rather simplistic on the world building and the characters, was because I wanted to learn how to make a webtoon before I made my real webtoon, in quotation marks. I wanted to make a different story called Mistakes Were Made, which is, that's another video in itself, I'm sure. But I had these other characters that I was really passionate about, Paige and Reed, who ended up being cameos in Console Her, which, that's whatever. But I wanted to practice different art styles to see what was the easiest, what was manageable. I basically was using Console Her as a way to experiment. So every update from the 9th of October 2018 till I stopped working on it, which was July 27th of 2020, I would basically change the art style every comic, and I have graphics to that effect. Art styles and line art and everything. I did it different every single episode. There was no consistency. April 1st of April 2021, I got an email asking if I wanted to become a WebToon Originals series. And I was genuinely confused because it was April 1st. And I emailed back asking if it was a prank. And they apologized because I realized that they'd emailed me on April 1st and they were like, oh, we didn't even think about that because of the time zones and stuff. They technically emailed me March 31st or March 30th, like the day before, but it came through on April. So I thought it was a joke. I essentially put together a pitch document and I wrote out what the comic would be. I did like a 2 or 3 more updates on Canvas to sort of show my art style or what I intended it to look like. I did more work. I also tried to give the Canvas version its own little mini ending, which was just like a sweet little bit of like fan service of Ava and Claudia being close. I also did hire voice actors and I got them to voice Cottontail and Hiragi Yu. I got them to voice the comic. So I actually put in a lot of effort when I realized I was going to become a WebToon Originals creator because I was so excited because I loved it. But this kind of bleeds into the problem is that and even when WebToon approached me, they expressed that they loved my writing. My writing was the thing that they hired me for. They even offered potentially for me to find an artist to help me make the comic, or to remake it in WebToon Originals, but I sort of turned that down because I was under the impression that I would have to find and pay the artist. I don't know if that was the case, but essentially they hired me based on my writing. I decided to draw all the backgrounds by hand, which included some Sims backgrounds that I would trace over, but I basically wouldn't really use the Sims. I would just completely redraw it. I was redrawing every background. I was using like the ruler tool in Clip Studio. I was making the most ambitious, crazy shots that I could. I was doing character design. There was a lot of things, a lot of mistakes I made. Character designs on the fly, graphic designs on the fly. I was given time to kind of do pre-viz dev to work out what I would need. And even with all of that, I wasn't really adequately prepared for how much time goes into making a webtoon. And because of a lot of choices that I made early in the process, for example, I really liked, I would do like 6 or 7 adjustment layers for the colors to make it like glowy. And I would go in and specifically add these like sparkly little freckles to every character in every panel. And I would do like custom, like soft shading. And there was all these choices that I made, which, you know, made it look better. But when you take the comic and then you scale it down onto a phone and then you scroll past it at like fucking 5 frames a second, I put too much effort in to the wrong places and I just overwhelmed myself. And so I would constantly be eating up my buffer. I would have a buffer of like 5 or 6 comics, but every comic took me like 2 to 3 weeks to make because it was just so intensive. And despite the fact that I have the entire comic written out, and I also have seasons 2, 3, and 4 written out, all of that, I have, it was never about the writing. I know how it all ends, which is also kind of a sad thing about it, is I know how it all goes, and I know what I wanted to do, and I ended the comic, the canvas version and the webtoon version, both essentially end at this, and the originals version, both essentially end at the exact same point. And I can't, it's impossible to tell if that's like my fault or just naturally where the comic needs to end. But I think that each time I've tried to make a comic, I've learned so much in the process that by the time I get to that point, which is like 23, 24 updates, I look back at my process and I'm like, damn, this really isn't the way to do it. And then I want to go back to the start and do it all again, which is bad. And you shouldn't constantly restart comics. So as of May 28th, 2023, my VTuber group and I debuted, which is Vichiban, which is where we make games, art, all kinds of content. And even if I worked on it on stream, it would be like 17-hour streams. I just couldn't do it. So I didn't want to reduce the quality of the comic, was one of the problems. And I didn't want to rush the ending. So if I had done both, if I'd rushed the ending and I'd reduced the quality, I could have maybe tried to finish it. But dude, if I'm completely honest, I was coming to my tablet, like I'd sit down and I would just like my eyes would blur and I feel like I was gonna pass out by the end of it. And it took me, I don't even know how long. I haven't really ever gotten back to the same place that I was with art. It just like completely burnt me out. I just was so excited to be a Webtoon Originals creator. That's what I thought I wanted. I thought I wanted to be a comic artist because I'd wanted to do that since I was like 14, 15. I'd made a bunch of little comics. I decided in the end it was best to just put the comic aside until I was ready to come back to it. I think it's important for me to finish Console Her at some point. I have done style tests and I have done sample panels and updates and things like that. I wasn't realistic with how I was treating Console Her in the past. I needed to be true to what I genuinely liked about the process. Back in the day, I used to make educational content about how to make webtoons, and when I was a canvas creator, I was always so excited to talk about making comics, and I was so passionate about it. And so this is sort of like a return to that, sort of like not letting go of it, because it's still with me. The comic that I tried to make and failed, it's still part of my life, and it's still something that I've made and something I can point to and you can read it still. But I really want to continue forward and get back to the things I really enjoyed making, which is just little sit down talking videos like this, where I sort of talk about my experiences making art and content and stories and characters and all that kind of stuff, because it's something that I really, really enjoyed. Because again, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I started doing YouTube in 2014 or 2015, one of the two. And I used to do speed paints. I used to do art videos. I used to do educational content, stuff about visual novels, all that kind of stuff. So I really want to reintegrate that into my day-to-day because it means a lot to me. And I think about, with VTubing in particular, I think about the fact that I've had so many people come up to me at conventions or talk to me on my stream and even say that they saw my VTuber content that helped them learn that they could be a VTuber. And I don't know why, but it really means a lot to me to know that I can share, because I love learning. I love learning. I love branching out. I love looking back at the things that I've made or the things that I've done, and maybe I've learned lessons and I can kind of pass on what I've learned or help to create some kind of step so that people can come with me and we can make things together and I can see more cool stuff. And I love watching YouTube. I love it. I love watching people talk about their process. I love half-an-hour videos where people show like themselves working on something, or people show their work in progress, or the things they're excited to do, or the challenges they set themselves, or like, oh, I made a comic in a week or whatever. I love game jams. I love creativity. I love people making things. I love the human instinct to leave a mark on the world. And I think that, again, my VTuber content is still there and it's still happening, and I love making it, but it feels important to me to have a place where I can come and I can just dump my little art writing brain stuff, because I've been writing, since leaving my Webtoon 17-hour days. I've made visual novels, which you can play. I've made games, which you can play. I've written books, which I'm hoping to publish. I have books that I'm writing. I want to self-publish books. And I do eventually want to get back to finishing Soul Her. As crazy as that is to say. I just think of all the people that I really look up to and I really enjoy their content, and I just love to participate in that space. So, as much as it pains me to admit, I did try WebToon, and the WebToon Originals expectation of a once-a-week update of 50 panels, where I well outperformed the minimum, and I constantly burned myself out, and I did real damage to myself. But, you know, maybe it's just because it's 2026. But I think that I would like to rejoin the creative aspect of YouTube and yell my little weird facts and art things at people, and maybe, you know, make some cool stuff together. And I can show you guys what I'm making and tell you all about my writing, and I can make an hour-long video about my really involved Obsidian setup, and I can show you guys how to set that up, and I can do all kinds of stuff. And then when people ask me about stuff on stream, I don't have to stop the stream and talk for an hour. I can link to a YouTube video. And that's also a huge part of why I want to do this, because I constantly have people ask me, oh, what's this book you're writing? Or what's this comic you made? Or what's this visual novel you did? And I've got so much stuff that I can point to, and I just would love to have a place where I can bundle it up and make it cute. Check out the linked videos. Don't forget, you'll always be relevant to me. Now get out of here.